For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, Memorial Day weekend, we're glad you are along with us. We've got very important information for you coming up. There's lots of things happening on the weekend of June the 4th, and let's begin with the people from Simply Marcella's to find out how you can become involved. Marcella of Simply Marcella, nice to see you.
Nice
Marcella
to see
Costin.
you.
And John Costin,
John,
welcome
right.
back to the
Thank
Focus
you.
Set. Nice to see you both.
Nice to be here.
It's been about a year since you guys and I talked about a wonderful success with this Mr. John here. Talk to me, Marcella. What happened in the last few years?
Well, we're happy to be here right now because many people know our story, how it started. 2.5 years ago, John was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, and originally we were told that there was no chance for him to survive. Within a few days, a very close friend of ours, who happens to be a doctor, recommended that we travel to Boston, where we sought out other information and learned that he was a possible candidate for a stem cell transplant, and there was hope. So we moved to Boston for 6 months, where he had a transplant with an anonymous donor from Germany. We learned from a 23-year-old from Germany, and the stem cell process took approximately 6 months. We had to stay in hiding away from other people for up to a year.
Because of germs and things like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my immune system was like a little baby, so you have to be very careful here.
And then they really wait for the best flag you're looking for is your 2-year mark. And then after 2 years, if you're lucky enough, they will send you your donor's information so that you can hopefully meet the donor who made the sacrifice to help save John's life. And that's where we are today.
And you just recently had that donor come to the United States.
Yes, we did. It was an amazing experience, Paul, actually. It's not very often that people have an opportunity to thank someone for saving their life.
Right.
But to do it actually personally, it was an amazing experience for me, yeah. And he's a really nice young man. He's not 23 anymore now, he's 26. And I learned a lot, actually, because apparently in the weeks leading up to him giving his cells, they asked him 10 times, do you want to go through with this? Because they got me in this end in the US being prepared to receive them. If he suddenly decided no, then I would have been in terrible trouble.
Oh, absolutely.
So he said yes every time, bless him.
Every time?
Yes.
Was it a procedure that they made those questions 10 in a row in order to prove that he really wanted to do it, or
yes,
one wasn't sufficient?
One wasn't sufficient. They kept, as time went on, they asked him again and again, are you certain
you
want
sure
to do
you
this?
want to do
yes.
this? What is the stem cell giver? What does he have to do?
Well, he does actually have to take
or
some...
she?
It's a he. It was
a
he. Yeah, his name was Konstantin. And Braun, Konstantin Braun, a really nice young man, actually. So mature for his young age. Anyway, he had to have some injections. They had to take some vitamins and be prepared. And then they withdrew blood from him, put it through a centrifuge, separated the blood from the cells, and packaged them up. And someone went over from the US, picked the package up, frozen, brought them back to the US.
Wow.
And 24 hours later,
brought it to Boston.
I had them.
Brought it to Boston?
Yeah.
From Germany?
Yes.
That's just an amazing story.
The moment they brought the cells into my hospital room, Marcella played Papa music for, to herald the German cells.
The German cells.
Yeah.
Well, what a remarkable story. And now you guys have sort of, because of the wonderful success that John's experienced, you want to give back. Talk to me about that.
Yes.
Well, during the process of him healing and going to have his appointments, we still meet several people who do not have the perfect match like John found. If you do not have the perfect match and you have leukemia, you don't really have a chance for survival. If you have the perfect match, you have a chance like John. And what we wanted to do was find as many people as we can to join the registry, because all it takes is one person to be the winner for you, to help cure you.
As it was with John.
As it was with John, exactly. In Constantine, by the way, something that we're pretty sure is certain, John had a donor. And then they said, no, wait, we found a better donor. Constantine had just signed up on that registry. So because of Constantine, as soon as it was flagged, it became John's donor because he was the best possible match for John. And so through the events that we have done and we are doing, it's our way of saying we want to help those who need somebody like John needed Constantine.
I know a lady in St. Clair who right now is in hospital, and they are searching
Yes.
for a donor for her.
What is the requirement to be a donor?
Well, in order to be a donor, like at our event, you have to be the ages 18 to 44.
Okay.
They do want you to be in good health.
Okay.
There's a little screening. But when you come in, and I'll talk about the event in a little bit, but if you come in to get swabbed, it's basically you know if you're a relatively healthy person. And the biggest thing they're pushing is you really want to donate. You don't want to just sign up because you're getting a free lunch or you're getting a free brat from Neiman's. Thank you, Neiman's. But it's basically because you want to help save a life.
Right.
And what they're finding is it's so much easier than what they used to think. Before, being a stem cell donor was a very painful process. It isn't like that anymore. Now it's peripheral, it's through a blood draw, it's given to the patient through an IV. It's so much easier than it used to be. And leukemia, blood cancers, they don't pick an age.
Right.
You can be a baby, you can be an 80-year-old. Leukemia is everywhere. And basically the only cure right now is a stem cell transplant.
And it's basically cancer of the blood. Cancer of the blood.
Cancer of the blood.
That's
Okay.
what it is. So you have a lot of chemotherapy to eliminate all of those bad cells. So you actually have nothing. And then you're ready to receive the new cells. And I got about 5% from him. And within 2 to 3 weeks, it was 100% of mine.
98%
Wow.
of yours, yeah.
Well,
Wow, that's
98,
pretty-
sorry, I was a little bit.
Yeah, you were a little
I
off.
exaggerated a
Don't
bit.
ever make that mistake again. So as a donor, it doesn't cost me anything, does it?
It would if you did not do it through our event. If you
Okay.
were to go sign up, if you're 18 to 44 and you just want to be on the donor registry and you go to be the match, it's $100.
Oh.
This
okay.
is why we want to do the
Yeah.
event. We waive that fee. So it was last week or 2 weekends ago, we did a very big fundraising event at the St. Clair Golf Club. It was
Right.
Kentucky Derby Save a Life
Right.
fundraising event. We raised over $20,000 at this
Marvelous.
event.
Absolutely marvelous.
And we're very, very grateful for everybody who helped us. But that money, therefore, will pay for 200 donors to be
Okay.
on the registry.
Okay.
That's 200 lives we could be saving. So it's
St. John's River
pretty-
District, by the way, were a very big sponsor
Yes.
Okay.
of our event. We're very grateful for that.
They do a great thing, St. John. And we're so lucky to have them in the community.
Right.
And it's been they just celebrated their 50th anniversary in serving Marine City and St. Clair and Algonac, and we want to keep them around for another 50 years.
They're
So
our
they're
Golden
great.
Pearl sponsor. We thought it was
Yeah.
perfect, a perfect
Yeah.
matchup.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, you brought up a point about the celebration at the St. Clair Country Club recently, and you had the opportunity to have on TV from Lake Orion, Michigan. They did a short little video, runs 2 or 3 minutes, and we've asked them for permission to run it. And if the boys in the control room run that now, we'll watch that and get a little more feel for your donor, and then we'll come right back.
That's
Okay.
great.
Simply Marcella is a fashion boutique that opened its doors in downtown Lake Orion in April of 2012. Since that time, the business has become a huge part of the community. In 2014, owners John and Marcella Costin faced an unimaginable crisis when John was diagnosed with leukemia, but we're happy to report that that story has a happy ending. When John Costin was diagnosed with leukemia 2 years ago, the prognosis was so bleak, his only hope was a stem cell transplant, but he needed to match up with a donor. The Costins were overjoyed when they were notified a match was found in Germany. John traveled to Boston to begin treatment.
I had to go through a lot of chemotherapy, which is not very pleasant, to kill off all those bad cells, to be ready actually to accept new cells from my donor. And then what happens, they sent somebody over, he gave his cells, they flew them back, 24 hours later I had them. And it's almost like just like giving blood or receiving blood. It's painless, but obviously life-saving. I mean, this guy literally saved my life.
During the first year after receiving treatment, John had to stay isolated from the public, but in April of 2016, he was told by doctors he was completely cured. He decided he wanted to meet the man who saved his life. On Friday, May 6th, John, Marcella, and a few friends arrived at Detroit Metro Airport to welcome Konstantin Braun, a 23-year-old student from Germany. He said he took part in the donor registry to get a free meal and never expected to find a match.
Yes, that is true. And because a good girlfriend told me, let's take part in it and take a free lunch. And because it doesn't hurt and takes a little bit of time and we had nothing to do, we go on too. I think into a month they called me or tell me that I have a match. So then it go really fast because I first didn't thought about to get a match. They told us everybody, no, they will never find a match. Just register you, get a meal, something like this. And then you get a surprise that you have a match. And then they start to send you more thing, and then they start really with the medication.
The following day, Constantine arrived with the Costins at St. Clair Golf Club for a fundraising event with a Kentucky Derby theme. The Simply Save a Life event raised funds for an upcoming swab event to help determine stem cell matches.
Generally, if you want to join the registry, and they only take 18 to 44-year-olds, a lot of people get disappointed, but it proves it lasts longer for the recipient. It's normally $100 to join the registry. If you do it through our event, the Simply Save a Life event, it's free because we're raising all the money to get people to join the registry.
Years ago, when you get bone marrow, they go in with a big needle into your iliac crest, which is your bum, and make about 100 holes drawing out the marrow. Nowadays, they give you a couple of shots to make your white count really high, and they take it out of a vein in your arm through a machine, give you back your blood. Much easier than days gone past. To save somebody's life, it is not a difficult task.
During Constantine's week-long stay in Michigan, he wanted to help spread awareness of the donor process and encourage people to join the registry. During the Kentucky Derby event, he was treated like a hero.
He is a celebrity. I told Constantine before, I wrote to him an email and I said, I hope you're not too bashful because you're going to be a bit of a celebrity when you arrive in the USA. And he said, I'll be fine, but I find it a bit strange that I'll be a celebrity for something that's so easy to do.
The second annual Be the Match Fire Truck Pull and Swab event is scheduled to take place on June 4th at the Simply Marcella store in St. Clair. The event begins at 2 p.m. To join the registry, all stem cell donors must be 18 to 44 years of age. For more information, visit simplymarcella.com or call 810-326-4438.
And we are back. That was very well done by On TV, Orion TV. We thank them for the use of that video. But wow, what a nice celebration, and what a great way for him to meet a few Americans and have a few laughs and a few pieces of food to eat. It was great.
He loved it here, and you'll never believe the things he took back. He took squash, for example, butternut squash.
Butternut squash.
Also,
not available in Germany.
Right. And then he took spaghetti squash. And he took
He took everything.
amazing
and they let
collection.
him take it through TSA.
Yes, he did. Yes,
My
he did.
God.
But he sent us a photograph where he laid everything out on his bed, and you would be amazed. I'll send you a photograph.
Okay. All right. Very
You won't
good.
believe it.
Please do.
Beef jerky was on the list.
Please do. Doesn't get those things, those delicacies. How do you like the St. Clair River?
Oh, he loves St. Clair.
He jumped in it.
Yes.
On
it
May
was cold.
8th, he jumped in the river.
That would wake him up.
Yes,
It did.
That would be a memory.
it was.
And we took him up to Mackinac and Sheboygan, and
wonderful.
He loved Michigan, yes, very much.
Good. All right, let's talk about what's coming up. You got a couple things
Okay.
coming up. We got a registration, but there's also a fire engine involved. What's that all
Yes.
about?
On June 4th, it's our second annual fire truck pull, which last year was a great success, and we hope it's even bigger this year. It's supported by Neiman's Market as well as St. John River District and other various sponsors in our community. Basically, what we're looking for, and it's not too late to sign up, you get teams of 12 together.
Okay.
It's a $120 donation.
All right.
And basically what your job to do as that team is to pull that fire truck, and it's a hoot. My all-girl team did not pull it last year. We tried and we tried and we tried until the volunteers snuck behind the truck and pushed it. So it's not that easy, but once you get it going, it's quite fun. And the first place winners will get a medal, and there's also a medal for the best, most creative dressed team at the fire
Who
truck
won it
pull.
last year? It was a golf club, wasn't it?
No, actually it was the city officials
City
that won it
officials. Oh,
last
gosh.
year, yes.
They own the
And,
fire truck.
Yeah. So
They took the break off.
that's
Right.
part of the event. And then when there's also a car show, we have a very huge bounce house slide it's bigger than you can imagine that we have set up for the kids to play on. We have entertainment. And then the most important part of June 4th, of course, is the donor registry event. And that's where we hope to get as many 18 to 44-year-olds as we can to come in, and it's painless, basically.
Let me hold this up for the
Oop, I was just going to take
camera.
out one.
Okay.
Basically, when they come in, they swab four different swabs, one upper, lower, and it's just inside of your cheek. And then we submit that to be the match, and the people they're joining the registry. And like Constantine, he never thought he'd get a call. You might not get a call for 20 years. You might get one in 2 months. So it just depends on who needs you.
So you have 4 swabs here that you take four samples.
Four
Right.
different ones, yes.
4
Just
different
little
samples. Okay. And then you mail this whole thing in, or you'll do it.
We
You'll do
mail it
that.
in, right?
But normally, if I was doing it myself, I would do that.
Yes.
And normally you would pay $100.
Normally, I'd pay $100.
But you just brought up another good thing I would like to mention. If you cannot come to the June 4th event, if you go to our Simply Marcella website or our Team Be the Match page, if you scroll down, you can find a place to get your free donor kit mailed to your house, and
Okay.
it's still free through our event.
Okay, that's great. That is wonderful. There's absolutely no restrictions. If I've got a cold, if I've on antibiotics for my cold or something, am I eliminated?
You're
Or
not
just As long
eliminated.
as I'm between 18 and...
There are conditions if you have, a past medical history of maybe
Heart disease?
a hip transplant or something
Oh.
like that. There are some things that you cannot be a donor, but there is a light screening ahead of time, so you'll know if you can be on the registry or not. But it wouldn't hurt to try.
We
if
have
you think
nurses
you
on
could.
hand to
Yeah,
do
Okay.
this. Yeah.
St. John
Nurses?
River District Nurse will be there to help answer questions as well for the registry or for the donor registry.
It's
so.
marvelous. It's absolutely marvelous.
Yeah.
And you guys do give back all the time. I mean, this is the second year you've done it, but John was sort of the inspiration for doing this particular project.
We
But-
didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
So I think that's part of our motivation, helping other people learn how important and how simple to save somebody's life is amazing.
Well, when you're walking around the hospital and you're healthy again because you've had a stem cell transplant, and you see people crying in the hallway and in the
Yeah.
elevator because they don't have a donor, it means that that really motivates us to help.
Okay. Let's go through just one more time. There's no pain for the limited amount of pain for the donor.
Yes.
Go through that procedure one more time.
Well, as it is, right now, 76% of the donor transplants are taken peripherally. I don't know if I say that properly.
Yeah, you
I'm not
pronounce it right.
okay. And it's like a blood draw. So they do a few injections beforehand to get their cells, moved ahead. So it's like a blood draw. It takes about 2 hours. They spin out your red and your white cells, put the
So
blood.
it's done in a hospital.
Yes.
You sit in the hospital,
yes.
yeah?
Okay.
But you're there for 2 hours, and you go
Okay.
home and you go out. And then they take out the stem cells, give you back your red and your white cells. And then for the patient, it is just like an IV. Now, if it's a special case, maybe it's an infant or somebody that needs the baby cells, they will go in through your hip bone, basically, to take it out. But you have that choice as a donor. When they call you and they say, Paul, we need stem, you still have that choice to say, yes, I will do it, or no, I will not. We hope you say yes,
Right.
of course, that they need it either way. But neither one of them are threatening to you, especially the peripheral blood draw. It's so easy. When I said to Constantine on the video, you're a celebrity, and he said, but I shouldn't be for something that's so easy to do.
Great answer.
Yeah,
Great
it's a
answer.
beautiful answer,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, it's the 4th. What time of day is the 4th?
The actual registry begins at 1, so
Okay.
it's probably like 1 to 5. We'll be there with the nurses that you can actually come and get swabbed. And then the fire truck poll starts at 2. We really need more teams, so if you have
Okay.
12 people that you
So
can
I
round
can
up,
have high school teams, I can have college teams, I
you
can
can have
have...
whatever you want.
You can
Whatever.
join my team. The
Okay,
Cost-
there
the
you
go.
Costume
He needs
Cowboys.
All right. What was the title?
The Costume Cowboys.
Oh, I didn't know.
I
You're
like that. I like that.
giving it away.
The Wild Wild West. Okay.
So-
Well, we salute you for doing it, and wish you all sorts of good luck, and encourage everybody to get involved. It's not too late. If they need information, just stop into Marcella's or give you a call or go onto your website.
Absolutely. And we are doing these bracelets. We did them last year too. I did 7 new designs this year, 8 new designs. This bracelet, these little beads represent all the people that do not match you when you need a stem cell transplant. And this represents the person that does match you, so donor and recipient together. And then $3 from every bracelet is given to be the match. And it comes with a card explaining the process and how it helps the Be the Match program.
Marvelous. You two are great.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Melanie.
See ya.
Thank you.
We'll be back with our next guest in just a second. Great. We are back, and we're back with another friend by the name of Sheri Faust. Nice to see you again.
Hi, nice to see
Saw
you.
you last week at the market
Yes.
with Brian Neiman, and you were talking about sturgeon.
Yes.
So we thought we better get you in here to do the same thing. When is the Sturgeon Festival this year?
It is Saturday, June 4th.
Okay, that's just right around the corner.
Yes,
Right
it
around the
is.
corner.
Yeah, and we have to plan the festival based on when the sturgeon come into the St. Clair River, and it's this time of year every year where the sturgeon come here to spawn in the river, so that's why we have the festival now.
The sturgeon are quite an interesting mammal. Are they a mammal?
They're a fish.
They're a fish?
They're the Great Lakes' largest fish. They're endangered. They're the largest fish that we have. They grow to be about 7 feet long, 150 pounds, and live over 100 years. They're very cool, and they're endangered, but we have more here in the Blue Water area than anywhere else in the entire Great Lakes.
Isn't that amazing?
So it's a pretty unique thing.
And why is that?
They love the conditions of the St. Clair River. They love the cool water, the fast-flowing current, and the sandy bottom of the river. And it's just ideal sturgeon habitat right here.
You said they get how big?
150 pounds?
150 pounds.
Yes, 7
Do
feet.
people eat sturgeon?
Caviar is what sturgeon is, but they're a protected species here.
Okay.
So Canada actually I think has some different regulations or rules. They might, but here we can't. There's a very small window for fishing them in the St. Clair River, but it's a very highly regulated, limited fishing season. But I don't think people eat sturgeon.
You've taken a...
We will not be having that at the Sturgeon Festival. You just get to see them up close and touch them if you want. But
You've taken an item called a sturgeon and made it into a festival, which is a great fun idea on a Saturday in June. And you've been doing it now, how many years?
Fourth year.
Fourth year.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that are going to happen, and how can I be involved in it?
You can do our run with the sturgeon race.
Oh,
so
5K run?
Yeah, 5K run and a 1K. You can run with the sturgeon. You can take a sturgeon cruise on the Huron Lady, and you
Okay.
get to see the sturgeon from the bottom of the St. Clair River while you're on board the Huron Lady. And then we have lots of things going on. This is at Vantage Point Maritime Center. Lots of different booths and vendors and kids activities and giveaways. And then we have our sturgeon touch tank on shore.
Ooh.
So that's full of sturgeon, and you get to touch them and hold them and see live sturgeon up close.
You brought some pictures along. We'll take
Yes.
a look at a couple
Okay.
of those right now. And the first one, I think, is you holding a sturgeon.
Yes.
Let's see there. If the guys, there you go. How big is that one?
That was probably, looks like about 100-pounder, 80 pounds or so maybe.
And
And you can see we're just right at the mouth of Lake Huron, just north of the Blue Water
somebody
Bridge.
caught that, and that's the way you...
Yeah, so
or
I'm
did you-
actually with the two gentlemen there are with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and they do tagging of sturgeon. So they're tracking the population and monitoring the population. So that one was caught, it was tagged, and we released it.
Okay. Were you aboard when they caught it?
Oh yeah, I was there helping them do that.
Oh, that'd be fun.
It's fun. They're out there actually today, right now, and they've already tagged 18 today.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And do they catch some? Do they find they've already tagged them? And throw
Yes,
them back?
and that's good too. They want to find ones that are tagged, and so they measure them, they weigh them, they find out the gender. They will do an ultrasound on them if it's a female to see if they're pregnant.
Wow.
And then they also put a chip in them, like a microchip, so they can track them by satellite in the Great Lakes and see where they're moving and migrating to.
Can
So
we
they're
go
doing
on-
all that work.
Can we go online and see that?
I don't know if
traffic?
that's public.
Okay.
But all these scientists will be there at Sturgeon Festival, so you can talk to them
Okay.
and hear about all this.
The next picture was the Huron Lady, and talk to me about the
Yes,
Huron.
there's
Oh, she's got
people-
them back here for us. now.
Okay, perfect. There are people boarding the Huron Lady Sturgeon Cruise.
And that
100
there is
people?
there's a fee to that.
Yeah, the Sturgeon Festival's free. You do have to purchase a ticket in advance for the Sturgeon Cruise. Takes 100 people. We have 3 cruises that day.
And I heard you tell Brian Neiman that there's some divers that are at the bottom of the
Right,
water.
so we have
bottom of
scuba
the
diver.
water.
We have a scuba diver. It's Greg Lashbrook with Gregory AD. He has a camera, and he is floating in the river with the boat, but he's at the bottom, and his camera is broadcast live to TVs
Up to the Here
on
and
Here and
Lady.
Lady, so people can see the sturgeon on the bottom of the river.
Pretty cool.
It's very
Pretty
cool. There's nowhere else that you can experience this.
No, absolutely. And
This
then
is our
what-
5K race getting ready to begin.
Okay. Now, what time does the race start?
Race starts at 8:30.
All right.
So the festival is 10 to 4, but we kick it off earlier with the race at 8:30.
And where does the run go? It looks like you're starting at the river walk.
Yep, it's pretty much the whole river walk,
Okay.
back and forth.
Okay.
Is the
Very
route.
good.
We have a muralist, Lou Rodriguez from Holland. He comes over and he does this chalk art, and people can pick up chalk and help him. So this is like a community collaborative effort. It took him about 6 hours
Wow, that's
to
a
do
big
the
one.
whole thing.
Okay. Oh, that's cute.
5th graders do come on a free sturgeon cruise field trip on Friday before the Sturgeon Festival. They have to turn in a poster.
Oh, that's an incentive.
That's like their little ticket to free field trip, and so this is an example of one of the students.
Okay.
And another one. So these are 5th graders. That's pretty amazing
Yeah, the
artwork.
artwork is very, very good.
Yeah, and then we use
And they're
it as
learning
part of a-
something about the fish.
They're learning something that's unique to their environment.
Right.
An endangered species. I want kids to learn about local endangered species, not just keep talking about polar bears and cheetahs and other things. Like, let's learn about our natural resources here. So here's our sturgeon touch tank, kids reaching in and touching a sturgeon.
What does it feel like? Is it a hard?
It's very rough sandpaper. Yeah, kind of slimy.
I touched an elephant one time. I think that
Might be
the
just,
same thing.
Yeah, but just wet.
Yeah. It was wet. Yeah.
So here's our flyer. Here's everything that's going on. Lots of different things, and this is all free.
Everything is free.
Everything is free.
Well, I like it. It's Saturday, June the 4th at the Oh, we forgot to tell them where. Obviously,
Vantage Point Maritime Center, right downtown Port Huron, right on the shores of the St. Clair River.
You've had a busy spring. What happens after Sturgeon Festival? Isn't River
Then we
Day?
have River Day.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
and
when
St.
is River
Clair.
Day?
St. Clair participates at Saturday, June 11th.
Okay. And I think it's
And we
free
have
fishing.
Free fishing weekend in the state of Michigan, so anybody can get out and fish on June 11th and 12th, and you don't need a fishing license.
Okay.
So we have several fishing events that go on across the county for that. So St. Clair has one, Port Huron Township has one, Port Huron has one, and then we're going to be doing a paddle event, the Russell Island, down in the St. Clair Flats. We're going to have a paddle event and paddle Russell Island.
With kayak kind of thing?
Yes, kayaks.
And are your department involved with the kayak launches, or is that the
That's St. Clair County Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
they
you're
put in
still
the-
a very busy woman.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I help
you
promote
agree.
those. I want to get people out on the water.
Right.
That's what River Day is about, and Sturgeon Festival is about, is just celebrating our water and getting people out there to use it, because if they're going to use it, they're going to be more likely to protect it
Right.
and take care of
All right. Do you have a website? Yes, you do. SturgeonFestival.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's a simple one.
Yes.
And then how about River Day? Do they
it.
have
River Day is riverdayfun.com.
RiverdayFun.com. Good. Okay. Well,
So
we'll
that's
let you
it.
get on with your summer.
Yeah, so I'm going to go get ready for Sturgeon Festival.
Yeah, you better. Catch another big one. That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Have yourselves a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and make sure that June 4th you get to Marcella's and you also get to the Sturgeon Festival. It's going to be a busy day that June 4th. Until next time, Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.